Hello there, and thank you for joining me on this fine Tuesday. I hope you're having a good day wherever you are. Today I'm going to be finishing off some cards that I started last week. I stamped them and we'd cut them down into slimline shapes, and today the plan is that we're going to actually make them into cards. Otherwise they just end up sitting on my desk and they just accumulate, and I do not want to accumulate scraps. That is my resolution for my crafting table. I'm desperately trying not to create more scraps and more cards. I need to get them finished. So in my title I've put finishing off a WIP, W-I-P, which is work in progress. I've done some of the hard graft already, and I've already cut out some mat and layering for the cards to actually go on to, but I thought we could come and you can help me do some decorations and a bit more stamping and finishing the cards off. So going from a one sheet wonder into actually making them into cards and what you can do with them once you've stamped them and cut them. So welcome along. Do share out this broadcast, whatever platform it is. So I'm on Facebook at the moment, but this goes out onto YouTube. It could be shared on various places, and it's just a way to be able to share the love, give me your support, and to help me along my crafting journey. Let's turn the camera around. So this is what we made last week. We created some one sheet wonders using the Boughs and Blossoms stamp set, and I mixed it with a new stamp set that we've got called Framed Occasions. So these are the stamp sets that I used last week, and I've brought them back out in case I need to use them again. I've got some dies, and I've also brought out stitchery. So what I've done is I've created two different types of mats and layers using the colours that are already in the papers that I've cut out. So you can mix and match these. I don't think it really matters which, it does matter what goes with what, because I've cut these down to different sizes and I lost my way a bit, so I'm going to have to find the right one to go with the right one, if you know what I mean. There we go, that's good. Okay, so that's what I've done. I thought I'd do a double layer. I quite like the idea of double layers on cards when there's plenty of colours to be working with. So I thought now I was debating whether to use black. Sometimes black is quite a stark colour when you're putting it against a contrast, but it can also look quite modern and quite fun and creative. So I might dare to go black with the stitching and with my sentiments. Let's do it. Let's just, I think if I think it, the best thing to do is just go with it. Hi there, Shaz, nice to see you. So, I don't think this is going to be long enough. I need a long block. Oh, no. I keep getting out the same size. Where are you? Here they are. They're lying down. There we go. I quite fancy the... Oh, now this is going to be interesting because the stitching isn't going to go all the way up. But let's just go with it. This is what we do around here. Let's start with this one. So, daring to go in with black, and just, you know, you mustn't be scared of the colour black. Sometimes it could be quite a stark colour, but I'm going to do the easy one first, which is right across the top. I need to kind of get in over what I'm doing, and I'm going to do the one on the bottom. Now, adding the finishing details can just make the card, it can really finish off the details. So there we go, we've got stitching at the top and bottom, and I'm going to be brave and stitch down the edges as well. So like I said, this isn't going to go all the way down my page, but not to fear. I like the fact that the stitching kind of starts off a little bit as well. Oh, Shaz says that she's just on her very big order and now she needs to lie down. Guess what, folks? Today is the day that the brand new Stampin' Up catalogue goes live. So it means you can purchase new goodies. So I've had a chance to obviously have a look at the catalogue, but I haven't made up my mind what I'm going to order yet, so I might pop on afterwards and do that, have a look to see what's available. But I know that for demonstrators there's some new branded items coming out as well, so I'm like, oh, do I wait for that? Okay, so that's the stitching around the edge, not too fearful there. But now let's have a look at what we've got here. What I would like to do is to add, I'm trying to find myself a scrap piece of card, come on, just use what's in my pile. Hi Margaret, you're going to watch for as long as you can, no problem at all. Now, it's easier just to use the sentiment that's in the set, isn't it? Now I don't want everything necessarily to be black, so we will stamp the outside, and I'll do Thankful We Are Friends in, or shall I go parakeet? Yeah, for a contrast. Lorraine, welcome. Lorraine, it's lunchtime here and I will watch as much as I can. Lovely to have you along. Have you been here before, Lorraine? I don't recognise your name, I must admit. So if you're wondering why I've got holes in this, I've used them for something else and I punched holes to put in a folder, but I ended up redoing it. So, whoa, that was close. Just flipped over the ink pad. Welcome, Robin from Australia. Shaz says, was that a one-sheet wonder? Yes. If you want to catch that, it was on last week's Facebook, or it should be on my YouTube. Now, sometimes I find with this stamp, this happens. If you press too firmly, you don't get those lovely pretty dots. So I'm going to go again. So just be a bit lighter handed. And that's what it should look like, okay? Just saying. So just go careful with that particular one. It's a bit wibbly wobbly, so we're going to go for Thankful We Are Friends. Okay, the jumper's coming off. Serious business, folks. I'm going to grab out my mini cut and emboss and my bells and blossoms punch. I'm going to get cutting. So what time are we in Australia now? I never quite know. I'm not very good with the whole timings. I do a rough cut. So these are the beautiful shapes dies. So you get hexagons and circles in here, and this cuts out this shape exactly. Now, a few weeks ago my handle came off my mini cut and emboss live when I was in the middle of broadcasting, which is rather embarrassing, but these things happen. Okay, a little skew with, but I'm going to go with it. And so, just to say, I easily fixed it. So this rubber bung in here, if you remove that, then there's a screw that just needs tightening, and you could do that with an Allen key. So if you saw that, I wanted you to know that I fixed it. Okay, it's 9:40 in South Australia, 10 past 10 for Margaret in Sydney. Oh, the times do vary. Now let's bring this back on. So I've got Thankful We Are Friends, but to make this stand out a bit more, I have got some, oh, there's my parakeet card. Got some here. I wondered about sticking some leaves and things behind it. I quite like that with the contrast of the black. Now I think I would like that sentiment to stand out even more. So what does this measure? Sorry. Let's move you out the way a bit. I'm filming on my other device, so, and it's at the moment cooperating, which is good. So that's 1 3/4. So if I get out the 2-inch retired circle punch, and sometimes it's worth holding on to these things that you know you're going to use. And get a piece of black. Oops, just see what happened there. I chopped it off a bit too soon. So we could go slightly retro and have it kind of off-centre to copy what's in the, where I've gone wrong. That could be fun. And then I feel the need for a bit of Magenta Madness. Now this colour again is now retired, so we've got, or has it? Yes, we've got some new in colours now. So Magenta Madness has left us, has left the building, folks. So I love this colour with the Parakeet Party, but they're not likely to meet again. We'll meet again. Okay, good. Just sticking it in there to get some sort of idea. Let's bring on the card. Okay, I like that. And then we can just add some bits and pieces to finish it off. So I think I will go down here a little bit, like I said, just to make it look a bit different. Now normally, if you know me, you'd know that I gut my inside of my card to save wastage, but because this colour, this is Bumblebee, because this is retiring, I'm just going to use up the card. Now I've got a nail varnish smudge on there. If you don't put clear nail varnish on top or top coat, it sometimes can smudge on your card and paper, but you won't notice it once I've got that stuck down. So that will do. And let's do this one. So what's everybody up to today? Have you had your breakfast, lunch or dinner? So it's been a bank holiday for us on yesterday, so it's completely thrown me out. I kept saying most of the day, I can't figure out what day it is. It feels like a Saturday. I think my boys were getting fed up of me saying that. They were saying, you keep saying that. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I'm trying to remind myself what day it is today. Hi, Matt. Hope you're having a good day. Hooray, he made it this week. Sometimes he's busy at work, and that's okay. And you can't make it, can you, love? So we're just finishing off the cards that we stamped last week. If you find that your stalk is a bit too long, I've just nipped it off. Nipped it off. And the other thing you can do while we're here is we can actually just add a bit of texture to our leaves. I just bend it around the tweezers. And that gives you a nice more leafy shape if you want a more realistic shape. And it adds a bit of texture. Excuse me. Sometimes you. Oh, second. Hopefully I'm back. And the other thing that I feel really makes this is when you put on some embellishments as well. So we're going to tuck these in. I did want maybe a shorter one. So I'm going to take the bottom half off. Oh, Margaret says she's got her craft room refurbished. I'm now starting to put things away. This will take some time. Oh, Margaret, that's exciting when you sort of start from scratch and you can figure out where things live, and it takes time to move it around. But once you're in and sorted, just remember to put things close to you that you're more likely to want or use more often. That would be my advice. Okay. So just bringing in those colours that we used on the card, but not deflecting from the rest of the card, hopefully. I feel like it looks a little bit sparse. I might need to add another few more green leaves. So if you want to see my fancy luxury wedding card I made recently for a challenge, please go and check that out. If you like the look of lots of leaves and foliage, you can have a look at that on my YouTube channel. I was quite pleased with the way it all came together, and it was good really because I didn't needed to make a wedding card, so that's all ready. Oh, is it going to stretch in there? Just about. Yeah, it just needs a bit more. It's been 12 months in the planning. Wow, Margaret, how exciting. If you're on SSC Inspired and Shared, if you're on my Facebook page, please do share some photos. I'd love to see. It's nice to get ideas from, or just to be nosy, just to see what other people's craft rooms look like, or craft space even. That's a bit better. It was looking just a little bit sparse for my liking. Sorry, this, after tweezering them, it's taking a bit longer than I thought. Now, I don't know if you know this, but I don't have many butterflies in my stash. And there's times like this that I think I could really do with a butterfly right now. I tend to use the dragonflies, but I could do with maybe a butterfly. Thank you, Margaret. She says, very pretty card, Esther. Why has he come out then? In you go. Okay, let's have a think, because I think I have a butterfly in the Quiet Meadow dies. I know that for sure. So I'm not completely without a butterfly. I just feel that this card might just lend itself. Do we want a black butterfly? Is that a bit outrageous? It might be, but I'm going to do it anyway. Let's have a look. If it looks awful, we can take it off again. It's not set in glue just yet. Just going to shake my excess into the bin. Okay, I think black is a very bold choice, but you can let me know if you think it works or whether that is too dark. What do you reckon? I think I can get away with it, personally. Let's do another. Might be able to just squeeze another one in there. Now, don't forget, turn your plates occasionally when you are die cutting. It just helps with the warping. If you just keep turning them over, then it just helps them not to be so bent. I'll do that now, ready for next time. Hello there, Barbara. I've only just come in and not sure what the background is. Can you explain, please? Barbara, of course. So, last week I stamped a whole sheet of card, and with 2 different stamp sets. So this is what they look like, and they're all joined together. We used Boughs and Blossoms and Framed Occasions with a mixture of new colours and old colours. I say old colours, meaning the retired in colours. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. It's sometimes called a one sheet wonder. And then today I cut them up last week, and today we're mounting them onto card and adding black accents to make up the card and to finish it off. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to stick with the black. I quite like that, and I'm just going to add in some dimensionals. I think it gives a modern twist. I think if you want a card to look a bit fresh and modern, then add accents of black. Valerie's very late to the party today. Have you got your late note with you, Valerie? Don't you worry. Do come on in. Nice to see you. We're going to pop up these beauties as well. I hope you're well, Valerie, and everybody else watching. We're hearing about Margaret's refurbished craft room. There we go. So I was talking about the colour black, and sometimes it can be a little bit frightening to use black or know how to use it. But hopefully I'm showcasing that with a pop of black can make a difference. Now, I could have chosen the same colours as my card, but it's just quite nice to have it stand out, I think. Did a last minute move with that butterfly there. Wow, they were lovely. Is the stitching detail a stamp then? Yes, Barbara. So Stitchery is carrying over, thankfully, to the new catalogue. And this was already in our annual catalogue, and it's carrying over, which is good. So I used the stitch die on a card that I made recently on my YouTube channel, and it just reminded me that actually having that stitch detail can really make a difference and make it pop. So I'm going to add some gems to the mix. Let's see what we've got in here. So I have got the gold butterflies. I could have used those, but I wanted something a bit bolder. Now what I would like is, those are the new ones, and these are the new these are the new gems which coordinate with last year's in colours. Bit of a mouthful, but I hope you understand that. I'm just seeing, this is what I was thinking of, because these are nice and bright and bold. Will go perfectly with my project. So these are new. These are called Glossy Dots Assortments, and if you buy the bundle, this goes with the Hues of Happiness stamp set. Oh, Margaret, are you going? Margaret, are you going? If I missed you, Margaret, good night. Sorry. I'm not keeping up with all the comments. I can't scroll back. It's disappearing on me. Okay, let's add a few of these. So we're going to avoid the purple because we don't need that, but the other colours can maybe make an appearance. Let's twiddle some pink. You can go there. Now, if you group the gems together, they don't get so lost, I find. If you have them too far apart, they can sometimes get a bit lost. And maybe do a group up here. Okay, so just get a flash of those little gems there, which makes all the difference. Now, I think I've got a bit of glue on this butterfly, so I'm just going to use my special eraser, which takes off the glue residue. Now, I know this works with our multi-purpose liquid glue because it's silicone based, so I don't think it'll work with all glues. Robin is off to bed. Night, Robin, take care. Nice to see you. So I don't know whether just to wrap up here, because the other cards are going to be very similar, and then I could just show you in a photograph afterwards at the end. I think I'll do that rather than bore you with the same type of thing. Now, the other thing you could do to spruce up the black is to add a wink of Stella, which we can do because this is a very pretty girly card. So I'm going to colour in those black butterflies with wink of Stella. Now, if you've not been introduced to Stella, while it's wet, you can really see that lovely glitter. So it's a very fine glitter, which is it's a very fine glitter. When you put it on dark card, it really shows up even more so. So I'm just going to rub that on. I'm not even squeezing any more into the barrel because there's a lot of glitter there. And then the other thing you could do is hit over the pen lid and you get these lovely droplets coming out. Now this one's quite a new wink of Stella, so I got quite a lot coming out there, but that's fine. That will dry, and then you'll get this lovely glittery look to it when it got it all over my desk as well. But there we are. So I think, guys, we'll call that a day while I get the other ones finished off. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this has inspired you to use a pop of black in your work. That stitchery set is lovely if you want to just add some more detail as well around the edges, or it looks great if you've got scrappy papers. It's just a nice way to draw it together. So I'll be back tonight over on YouTube on my channel at Stampin Star Creations, and I think the plan is I'm going to contact Ruth because it's her birthday last week to find out what colours she wants to use, and I'm hoping to do a one sheet wonder. So similar thing to what I've done today where or last week, where I stamped over the whole sheet. Okay, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to thumbs up, comment afterwards, and to share the video out. Lots of love to you, and I'll be back next Tuesday. I think I'm going to go and sneak over there and have a look to see what I can get my crafty fingers on from the new catalogue, and see if I want to order something. Yeah. Take care. God bless. Nice to see you. Bye.